Welcome to the Spiritual Deep Dive in 5 podcast. So glad you could join us to spend some time reflecting on God and His love for each of us today. Make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. That way you'll never miss out on any of our content. The Spiritual Deep Dive podcast is posted Monday through Friday by Christ Church of Flagstaff here in Flagstaff, Arizona. And you can find more information about our church online at ccof.church. Thank you so much for watching, and we are so excited to see what God is going to do in your life because you are committed to spending time with Him.
So when I was in 8th grade, for the first time in my life, my dad was able to drive me to school every day. It was something totally new and something I actually really loved. And one of the things that my dad wanted to be intentional about on our 20-minute rides together was the Bible. He had a series of laminated Bible verses, these little cards with Bible verses on them that were laminated and rubber banded and lived in his glove box. And every morning as we pulled out of the driveway and started our commute, he would have me grab those out, and together we would go back and forth memorizing or, reviewing those verses. One of the verses was Romans 12:1. Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to present your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. For this is your spiritual act of worship. Now, at first, that was just a verse, right? And I memorized it, and I did it, and that was great. But the further I followed Jesus, this verse seemed to follow me. It almost grew with me. Sometimes I swear like this verse has become a part of me. And really what it functioned to do was lay a really incredible foundation. I grew up in an era where there were secular things and there were holy things, right? A very dualistic sort of idea around faith. And if you were trying to be holy, you didn't dare touch things that were secular. And that sort of extended into things that were physical or anything that wasn't really church on Sunday or, quiet time in the morning, right? Like the end game of that sort of line of thinking was that we should be spending as much time in the spiritual realm as possible. But here's the thing, the ancient traditions that shaped the author of this verse, his name was Paul, was this thought about that human beings equal souls. Now, if you'll follow me on this math, a soul equals your body plus your mind plus your spirit. All three together, your body being literally your body, all of the things that you do physically, your mind being your, mental faculties, your thoughts, your expressions, the way that you think and organize, and the way your synapses fire, right? And your spirit being that part of you that is inescapably non-material, right? And those three together make up a human being, a soul. The thought being that truly being alive, truly being a human being was to have all three of those things integrated, not to have one separated or isolated or compartmentalized. Now, what I didn't know at 14 was how important that this would become in my life. Because as I meditated and thought about and recited this verse, what I was actually doing was creating a foundation where I could actually understand that God wanted more than just a prayer in the morning or at night or like 2 hours on Sunday morning. He wanted more than just an academic pursuit of knowledge about Him. What God wanted was all of me, and that included my body. And so, working out could be worship. And it became worship. Studying became worship. Giving my best effort in whatever I did became worship. Changing diapers, taking out the trash, jobs I had that were not in church world became worship. See, the awesome news about the verse like Romans 12:1 is it lets us know that there's a whole lot more going on than we see or perceive with our physical senses. And actually, God really wants us to include all of that in our followership of him. Our marriages, our relationships, the way we apologize when we're wrong, the schooling that we're going through, the vocation, the job that we have right now, all of that is spiritual. And God wants all of us. Body, mind, and soul. How about you? How's your soul doing today? Man, I would encourage you to take some time and spend that time with Romans 12:1. Memorize it, get into it, and see what God does as it becomes a part of you. I'd be willing to wager that there's somewhere in your life that you've compartmentalized, that you've removed from your whole self, that you've counted as unspiritual, that God would like to reincorporate. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.